what's happening. I should talk to my colleagues, the main organizers. They should have done a bit of mixing so that we have some women yesterday and some women today, because looks like they left all the women for day 2. Anyway, across engineering, policy, advocacy, and education, we have remarkable women that are at the forefront of shaping our continent's nuclear future. And this afternoon, we're going to hear about the impact that they are making. We will hear their journeys. If they have any challenges, they will share those challenges with us. This session will explore how to strengthen gender inclusion, mentorship, and leadership in the nuclear sector, and how amplifying women's voices can help drive a more diverse, equitable energy transition across the continent. Now, before we get into it, we have a short video for context.
Across the world, women are shaping the future of nuclear energy. They are engineers, scientists, policymakers, and advocates. Driving innovation, influencing policy, and empowering communities, they rise, breaking barriers and opening doors for the next generation. When women lead, energy systems are more inclusive, communities are stronger, and innovation goes further. Representation, leadership, change.
Representation, leadership, and change. That's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to invite the facilitator of this session, Princess Mtombeni, founder, Africa for Nuclear.
Thank you. Hello, hello. Okay. Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, colleagues, fellow visionaries, leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Okay, maybe I greet you all in the true Rwandan spirit, Muraho. That's great. Thank you. As I've already been introduced, my name is Princess Mtombeni, though many across the continent and beyond call me Princey. It is my great honor to be here today and to talk about nuclear energy in my continent, or the continent I proudly call home. I come from a beautiful South Africa, which is the home of Quebec, the only nuclear power plant on the African continent. We have a continent that is rich in mineral resources, but also rich in people. Young, vibrant population, full of potential, eager to learn, and ready for change. Ladies and gentlemen, as we transition into the next session, I am reminded of a powerful sentiment that not only talks about history, but also talks about the future we are building right here. Good girls don't make history. Bold women do. Bold people make history. And in the world that often rewards silence and conformity, it is the bold, the visionaries, the relentless and courageous who truly shapes the future. And today, in this very room, we have such boldness. We are surrounded such boldness. And the next session, Women Championing Nuclear Energy Implementation in Africa, is not just talks. It is a celebration of leadership, innovation, and impact. It highlights the critical role of African women in advancing nuclear science, shaping policy, and driving inclusive progress across our continent. These women are not only changing the narrative, they are authoring it. From research and engineering, policy advocacy, and international collaboration, they are ensuring that Africa's nuclear future is diverse, equitable, and driven by excellence. Because yes, as women, we are expected to be excellent. There's no room for mistakes. One mistake, you are replaced by a man. Because the society is not ready to give the same grace that they give men to women. And without further ado, I'd like to call the first speaker to come and open our session. Her name is Engineer Refilwe Buthelezi, the President of Federation of African Engineering Organizations.
We first have to adjust for the height. It is the ladies on stage now, so you'll understand. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Refilwe Buthelezi, and I must say I'm feeling quite short on this podium. I did not really realize how long and how high it is. So ladies, brace yourselves as you follow me after this. I am the president of the Federation of African Engineering Organizations, and it is really an honor and a privilege for me to address you this afternoon. I do know that I have 5 minutes, so I'll make sure that I complete within the time. Allow me to greet you. I'm standing here representing approximately 30 African countries and engineering institutions across the continent. FEO, as the Federation of African Engineering Organizations, is proud to stand at this intersection where engineering innovation, policy advocacy, training and development, capacity building is really a matter of urgency. I think our MC spoke, and she did address the matter of female representation and diverse panels. I too made the same observation yesterday, and I actually thought I would talk about it today, so I'm happy I was not the only one. I think we're getting thumbs up. Moving forward, we will get a bit more of a mix. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we really need to understand, and the speakers before us spoke to the importance of energy across the continent, because it is not just about kilowatts, about the grid. We are talking about development of this continent. We are talking about the dignity of this continent. We are talking about having leadership that are decisive towards sustainable, secure, and an equitable future for our African continent. And therefore, we cannot also ignore the fact that we have many years behind us. And I'm very proud of the fact that the organizers of this session have arranged a session where women don't only talk to themselves, but we have men in this room who will also be supportive of the work that we do. And for that, I really would like to commend the planners, because ordinarily we find ourselves as women talking about our issues in a room locked up, and it's ourselves. So we're preaching to the converted, and today I'm seeing something different that I believe should continue as we move on with all these conferences. As we know, we do need to upskill, because just energy transition requires new skills. And as the Federation of the African Engineering Organizations, we take that very serious. We have in our midst today the chairperson of the nuclear energy chapter, Engineer Flora, who comes all the way from Kenya, and she's sitting right there. Very proud of Engineer Flora. She can greet you. And this committee has been driving change within the Federation. It is a committee that was initiated at the beginning of this year, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm very proud to announce that to date, we have more than 600 followers of that committee, potential members in nuclear, female, male, youth in nuclear. And therefore, that is the kind of commitment that FEO has made. We have also made a commitment by establishing a FEO Academy. And the FEO Academy is led by a profound engineer, Engineer Sophia Tijani, who is from Ghana. And as I mentioned earlier, FEO is a diverse group of people. It's an organization representing almost 30 countries within the continent. So we really understand what it means to commit to the growth of this continent. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also important that whilst we are unapologetic about supporting the woman as FEO, we do not we do so not at the expense of our fellow men. If you have seen me in the past couple of days, I have been surrounded by great men who are supportive of the work that we do as the president of FAYO and being the leader. So we cannot ignore, as we transition as women, the males that have been supporting us, the men that have been ahead of us all this time, the men that are giants, that are also equally contributing to this transition, because they are the ones that are mentoring us as we move along. So I believe that it is important that as we navigate the space as women, we do look behind us and we do appreciate the men who have actually set the ground running for us to be where we are today. And as FAYO, I'm really proud of the men that are here with me today. I would like to greet my immediate past president, Engineer Kazawadi, who is also from Rwanda, and Engineer Eric, who's our treasurer from Kenya, but also representing the Kenyan Nuclear Board. So for me, that is my opening remarks. I'm really happy that I'm here today. MC, am I making it with time? Thank you very much for having us. We look forward to partnering with all of you, ladies and gentlemen. In September this year, we are having our own Africa Engineering Week in partnership with UNESCO and the World Federation of African Engineering Organizations, and that will be based in Kampala, Uganda. So I am formally inviting all of you to join us in Uganda, where we can have furthermore discussions about the future of nuclear, the future of energy, the future of water, the future of this continent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Refilwe. Indeed, we don't take it lightly that behind every successful woman, there are men behind her who are really serious about the empowerment of women, and we appreciate them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, inspired by her boldness and determination, please help me welcome on stage Professor Soher Kora, who is the President of Women in Nuclear Africa.
Actually, it is quite a fruitful and successful summit. My talk, please. Well, I'm the president of WIN Africa. The idea of WIN Africa started by the year 2019 during a conference in Madrid, and we had the idea of making WIN Africa Women in Nuclear. It started with 3 chapters. Mainly Morocco, Egypt, and South Africa. And now we reached about 21 chapters. We are about almost half the way. The rule for a WIN chapter to join by its national country chapter is to be registered at the social affairs of the country they represent. This actually was by the help of the African division at the IEA and by Professor Shawkat Abdelrazak, who was the director then. And we have a WIN Africa focal point, Dr. Amal El-Rifai. Actually, Rwanda have joined us. Maybe it was the 6th chapter to join. Its president is Marie Chantal. She works at the Rwanda National Council for Science and Technology, and Rwanda is one of the active chapters with us. They attend all our webinars, and they make webinars of their own. So we are an NGOs from different nationalities, and we have to work in the following fields: human rights, peace and friendship between countries, in social service, in community development, and in environment protection. So we have, if you call for a webinar on nuclear in a club or in a school, nobody will come. So we had the idea of making social activities that will attract the people, and during those social activities, we will talk to them about nuclear and its importance, inform them about the peaceful application of nuclear in our life. So we make charity events like providing special beds for the elderly, wools for the hospitals. We make health campaigns. We made a lot of health campaigns like breast cancer. We will bring a car, a van equipped with a mammogram and a sonar, and we will open the doors at the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority to the public so that they will come to us and to make the test for free, and those who are affected will be transformed into the hospitals. The Ministry for Health and Population, and they get the treatment for free. We made a lot of campaigns like osteoporosis. We made kidney and hypertension and diabetes campaigns, and these attracted people for us, and we talked to them about nuclear, and we informed them that they do not have to fear nuclear. Also, we support the local communities. We make workshops for knitting. We teach women knitting. We teach women how to sew and how to commercialize their goods, and we help in the development of the community. We also promote the public awareness and education. We make webinars for women working in nuclear about the different aspects of radiation technology, like importance of nuclear technology for food security, for water resources, for medical nuclear medicine, and so on, so that different specialties become aware of the activities of the other specialists. And we also encourage partnership between the African countries who are members of our nuclear society, and we make them compete with each other in their activities that help the society they are living in. This is beside there being professors or engineers in the nuclear sciences. Well, actually, in Egypt, we had the constitution does not compare, there is no difference between men and women in the Egyptian constitution regarding political rights and salary. Schools were obligatory ever since 1950. And so we have no problem of women working in nuclear. And the percent of women working at the National Center for Radiation Research and Technology is about 46%, which is a high or a good percentage. So also one of the to engage with school children. It is difficult for us as an NGO to cope directly with the children at school. So we get approached to them through their parents. I was a member of a Rotary Club, and we had a night clean up from plastic waste, and I joined, and we asked the parents to bring the children the children or their who are in the university and who are at school, and we help in cleaning up the River Nile. And during this event, we give them certificates, and we spoke about the importance of nuclear for life. Well, actually, we had a lot of activities, but for the time Princey is standing here with me, I would like to speak about the activity of other chapters. Wind South Africa is one of the hard-working chapters. They go to schools and they go to universities and inform the public about these activities. Also, Wind Ghana and Wind Kenya are two of the most active chapters. They go to schools and they go to the public to inform them about the peaceful application of nuclear and not to be afraid from nuclear sciences. And so is Wind Democratic Republic of Congo, and Wind Niger also is always making breast cancer campaigns. At the end, Africa is rising and will rise quicker by African women contribution hand in hand with African men. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Soher. Thank you so much. You know, women make up 50% of the world population, but when the UN made a study on women equality, it revealed that we still need another 100 years for this world to achieve equality, and that is disappointing. So I urge all men in this room, let's all be feminists. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incredible Dr. Miriam Miloko Nana, Assistant Professor, Polytechnic School of Ouagadougou.
Bonjour. Donc, juste pour commencer, je vais faire ma présentation en français. Donc, bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Je suis Myriam Milogo, docteur dans le domaine énergétique, spécialité en combustion, explosion et nucléaire. C'est un honneur pour moi de me joindre à vous à ce beau sommet et également porter ma voix à cette session magnifique qui met en lumière la femme africaine et l'énergie. Pour commencer mon speech, j'aimerais bien vous montrer cette image qui est la sortie de promotion de 2023 de l'école polytechnique de Ouagadougou qui forme les élites ingénieurs du Burkina Faso. Comme vous pouvez voir dans cette image, il n'y a qu'une seule fille, du nom de Priska Sorgo. Il faut savoir que cette seule fille est la majeure de toute cette promotion. Donc cela montre la détermination de la femme. Pourquoi cette image? Parce que cette image me renvoie 10 ans en arrière. Pourquoi? Parce que j'étais la seule femme de ma promotion dans la spécialité énergie, combustion, environnement de l'Université d'Orléans. Donc cela montre l'engagement, la persévérance et la détermination de la femme dans une formation scientifique. Et pas que, cette image aussi montre le faible taux de présence de femmes dans les formations scientifiques. Bien entendu, le gouvernement et également beaucoup de structures mènent différentes actions pour hausser ce taux qui a besoin encore de différents paramètres. Parlons aujourd'hui de l'énergie nucléaire. On ne peut pas parler d'énergie nucléaire sans parler de la puissance de la femme. Oui, pour moi, en chaque femme sommeille un réacteur nucléaire. Sans les femmes, on n'aurait pas connu peut-être aujourd'hui cette puissance nucléaire. S'il vous plaît, rendons hommage à Marie Curie, qui est la mère de la radioactivité. Rendons hommage à Lise Meitner. Peut-être sans elle, on n'aurait pas connu la fission nucléaire qui est beaucoup utilisée dans tous les réacteurs d'aujourd'hui. Rendons hommage à Shin Young-moon, qui, elle, a joué un rôle fondamental dans la détermination du modèle standard de la particule, de la physique de la particule. Et je ne peux pas terminer cette mise à hommage en ne parlant pas de Senamil Masongo, qui était la première femme africaine à avoir mené des travaux de recherche dans l'Organisation européenne de recherche nucléaire. Et également qui a mené beaucoup d'actions pour inclure la femme dans les recherches scientifiques. Alors, pour moi, comme je l'ai dit, la femme a une force Et à travers ses forces, elle a un bagage intellectuel très important. Et ce bagage intellectuel est au service de la recherche nucléaire. Et pas que. On dit que la femme est complexe. De par sa complexité, lorsque vous posez un problème à une femme, elle a un paramètre large pour proposer des solutions et diverses perspectives. Ça, il faut reconnaître ça des femmes. Et pas que. Elle a des qualités innées en termes de rigueur et de vigilance, qui sont des paramètres très importants à prendre en compte dans la sécurité et de la sûreté nucléaire. Continuons notre présentation. Alors, le rôle de la femme africaine dans l'énergie nucléaire. Aujourd'hui, on parle d'énergie nucléaire en Afrique. Quel est le rôle qu'elle peut jouer? Pour moi, l'énergie nucléaire, l'Afrique doit relever 3 défis. Le premier défi, c'est la connaissance de la technologie. Le deuxième défi, c'est l'industrie du nucléaire. Et le troisième défi, c'est la technologie de la localisation. Oui, parce qu'aujourd'hui, on doit mettre des techniques qui sont adaptables à notre environnement et à notre société. Et pour cela, il faut beaucoup de connaissances. Comme aimait bien dire un de mes professeurs, il faut du jus de cerveau. Et ce jus de cerveau, où est-ce que vous allez l'avoir? C'est à travers nous. À travers nous, voyons un petit peu les statistiques en Afrique. En 2024, on a montré que la population africaine est composée d'environ de 50% d'hommes et 50% de femmes. Alors, il sera intéressant d'inclure les femmes pour avoir un équilibre. Et pas équilibre juste pour équilibre. Équilibre parce que plus vous ajoutez des femmes, plus vous élargissez le spectre de talent. Plus le spectre de talent est grand, plus vous rajoutez du jus de cerveau pour atteindre très vite les défis dans le temps, dans la qualité et dans la durée. Continuons aussi un peu plus. Les études aussi également ont noté qu'il est très important de diversifier le genre. Diversifier le genre permet de booster l'innovation dans la qualité. Et en plus, on sait aussi que la femme, Dieu nous a donné cette grâce, notre espérance de vie est beaucoup plus longue. Désolée, hein, les hommes. Donc, comme on parle de réacteur nucléaire, oui, réacteur nucléaire, chaque femme, comme j'ai dit, elle a un réacteur nucléaire en elle. Bon, il faut que je vous parle quand même de ce réacteur que je commence à mettre en place. En plus des différentes activités de mon apport de connaissances à la formation académique et en accompagnement les projets tant pour le gouvernement que pour les structures internationales, j'ai également mis en place un laboratoire énergétique au sein de la Fondation CID, la Fondation Sciences, Sécurité, Innovation et Diplomatie, qui est basée à Ouagadougou, au Burkina Faso. Alors, ce laboratoire est ouvert à tout le monde, mais j'avoue que j'ai une préférence beaucoup plus pour les femmes. Pourquoi? Parce que de différentes formations que j'ai eues et des jeunes filles qui se sont approchées de moi, elles ont du talent. Et ce talent, je souhaite vraiment l'exploiter, de telle sorte qu'on atteigne tous ensemble ce défi que doit relever l'Afrique. Donc, ce laboratoire est à disposition pour toute formation, que ce soit que les hommes comme les femmes, mais également on fait de la recherche et développement. Oui, ce laboratoire créé en 2025, il y a des jeunes filles qui sont déjà venues me voir et on travaille déjà sur des projets très innovants qui vont même percuter l'Afrique. Il y a déjà un projet qui est en cours, c'est l'étude spatio-temporelle de la demande énergétique. Que ce soit dans une ville, que ce soit dans le continent, peu importe, l'étude sera effectuée et ça avec des jeunes talentueuses. Et à travers ce projet également, je fais appel à toutes les structures qui souhaitent m'accompagner, nous accompagner pour booster et révéler les réacteurs nucléaires de cette jeune fille parce que c'est ensemble qu'on va bâtir l'Afrique. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Dr. Miriam. We truly appreciate the likes of Les Meitner, Marie Curie, and many others who walked so we, the current generation of women, can walk. So thank you. And I also appreciate many other women in this room who are also advocating for justice in their own individual capacity and professional careers. Now, the next woman deserves the double cheers because she's part of the team that has worked extra hard to make sure that this conference is a resounding success. Please help me welcome on stage Agnes Mutoni, Head of Nuclear Safety and Security Department, Rwanda Atomic Energy Board.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, colleagues, and fellow advocates for a better future. I'll start with I'll quote one of a publication from the United Nations. So United Nations publication on women leadership reported that only 6 countries have 50% or more women in leadership, with Rwanda leading at 64%. Now this means, thank you, that deserves a bigger round of applause than that. Please help me. And it's the reason I'm actually standing here today. So now this speaks volume about Rwanda being intentional about female contribution in national building. So how does this cascade into the Rwanda's nuclear implementation? Let me walk you into one person's journey. The First Lady of Rwanda, through the Imbuto Foundation, awards this girl with a scholarship. Already that's women empowerment from one generation to another. This girl grows into a woman. She joins the United States Air Force Academy, graduates as an officer with a bachelor's degree in chemistry. She then joins the Rwanda Defense Forces. She serves as a captain. Fast forward, this woman, the same woman, is in South Korea. She pursues a master's degree in nuclear power plant engineering. She comes back to her country, works for the Rwanda Atomic Energy Board, and now she's head of the department. As you all can tell, that woman is standing right next to you. That woman is me. So what can we learn from this story? What we can learn from this story that we had so many people contributing to this woman's success, and hence the reason she's currently implementing Rwanda's journey in nuclear. So we have 3 critical role players: the nation, the First Lady, and the International Atomic Energy Agency. So to answer the question, how can we champion women in nuclear implementation? Just like the investment in my career started when I was a little girl, investment in female nuclear professions can start early on. We've seen high school students on that side. We've seen some university students, some of whom are women. So this is one way to invest early through exposure. They're here to learn, to be exposed to the nuclear field so that they can be inspired to be the next nuclear professions. So I call upon African leaders who are here to kindly be intentional about including women in their nuclear implementation journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Agnes. That was lovely. In South Africa, we have a saying, "Watinta abafazi, watinta imbokodo," which is directly translated to, you strike women, you strike the rock. So when I say you strike women, you respond? Thank you so much. In the industry, we have women in nuclear who are here today, and we also have mothers for nuclear, but we also have girls and boys of nuclear. So yesterday, when I spoke to the next speaker, we kind of realized that we need queens for nuclear. So I welcome you all to help me call on stage the first member of Queens for Nuclear, Chirazebo, International Business Development Specialist, Cambridge Atoms for Work.
Wow, what a lovely introduction. Thank you. So, distinguished guests, I would like to begin with a riddle. A father and a son get in a serious car accident. The father doesn't make it, and the son is rushed to the hospital. The surgeon enters the room and says, "I cannot operate on this boy. He is my son." Who is the surgeon? Well, the answer is simple. The surgeon is the boy's mother. Logical, right? And yet so many people get this answer wrong. Why? Because deeply ingrained gender biases are so powerful that they can even override our most basic logic. And these biases don't just stop at riddles. They shape our industries, our leadership, and yes, consequently, our energy systems. Now here's another question. What comes to mind when you think about energy? Some may think about fast cars or flickering city lights, or even powerful machinery. Others may think about infrastructure, power plants, or opportunities for investment. The fact is, depending on your background, your gender, your education, where you live, energy will mean something entirely different. Now, to me, energy is justice. It means a reduction in maternal mortality rate due to electricity access. It means economic empowerment, job creation, and dignity. Now, let me be clear. This perspective is a privilege because I arrived at it through access to quality education. I was born in Burkina Faso, but I grew up in Vienna before moving to the UK for university. I completed a master's in cognitive neuroscience and then continued to complete another master's in global health and social justice. In my previous job, I worked as a project coordinator for an international women's health organization. And in my role, I collaborated with national OBGYN societies to improve women's health outcomes across the African continent. Today, I work in international business development with a focus on Africa for a company that develops nuclear microreactors for global off-grid energy needs. It is this interdisciplinary, cross-cultural path that has led to my view of energy. But millions of African women and girls don't get to view energy from that lens. Because to them, reliable energy access is survival. It means not having to give birth in complete darkness during the night. It means not having to walk miles to fetch firewood for cooking. It means not developing respiratory illnesses due to cooking with firewood. It means simply getting an education. In short, energy consumption and energy poverty are gendered, and our policies must reflect that. Women and girls are disproportionately affected by inadequate access to energy, and this impacts their education, health, and economic contribution. And yet women, particularly African women, remain underrepresented in the energy workforce. Globally, women take up less than 25% of energy sector jobs. Now, this figure shrinks when you specify to nuclear energy. It shrinks even further when you look at STEM roles, and then even further when you reach policy and leadership. Finally, when we narrow it down to African women in nuclear energy, well, chances are most of us are in this very room. This isn't just a representation issue. It's a critical design flaw. Because by excluding African women from the African energy transition, we are deliberately dismissing vital perspectives. We miss solutions to consider safety, healthcare, education, and equity. We miss the chance to develop systems that serve everyone and not just the powerful. So where do we start? The first step is to empower women and girls to see themselves as more than just consumers of energy. We empower them to see themselves as decision makers, innovators, and champions of energy. We challenge that voice in our heads that may have hesitated at the opening riddle, and we replace our biases with new images. For example, an African woman receiving her PhD in nuclear engineering, a young girl attending her first coding class, women developing policies that ensure equitable and inclusive energy access. If we want nuclear energy to be a viable solution to Africa's energy future, then women must be at the foundation. I am honored to be joined in this session with women who are already doing exactly that. And all of us, we prove that African women not only belong in this space, but we are already shaping it. And how fitting that this summit actually take place in Rwanda, a country that is very deliberate in their inclusive leadership. They don't just see it as an aspiration, but a reality. Let us dismantle our biases, both personal and systemic. Let us fund, mentor, and platform African women in nuclear science, engineering, and energy policy. Let us be deliberate and disruptive in empowering women and girls to see themselves in the African energy transition. Thank you.
Spoken like a queen. Thank you, Chira. Thank you so much. Indeed, electricity is freedom. And I think we keep on repeating the statistics of over 600 million people on the African continent do not have access to electricity. That is not just a statistics, it's a crime. We should be taking our leaders to court. That's what we should be doing for them to end energy poverty on the African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were as inspired by these lovely ladies as me. In closing, I'd like to say, let's learn from their experiences and together continue to build a future where the power of nuclear energy is matched by the power of inclusive leadership. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the next session.
Wow, what a breathtaking session. Wow. Who agrees with me that there was something special about this session? We all agree? Can we give them a loud round of applause? These women were amazing. I am inspired, and I believe we all are. And now, since I have 2 minutes or so to play with, I would love to hear from you. I'll take 2 ladies and a gentleman on your takeaway from this session. 2 ladies.